Riding down a YouTube channel, it's the riding down a YouTube channel, it's the riding down a YouTube channel, it's the riding down a brand new
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Riding Dad channel video, or welcome if it's your first time. Either way, very glad to have you. You know what we're doing? We're doing saddlebags. We're not doing brown saddlebags, sadly. I looked for a very long time to find brown saddlebags that I thought would look good on this bike. Yes, I checked Viking bags. Everybody always suggests Viking bags, even though they suck. I've had personal experience with them, so it's not like I'm just saying that based off everybody else's stuff. But no, they don't even have brown saddlebags that I wanted. I wish Leather Pros made a brown leather. That would be amazing. But yeah, you guys know I was trying to do the whole brown thing. Obviously, these are not brown. You saw the thumbnail. These are black. I am probably going to do a color swap at least. The cool thing is really the only thing I bought that's brown besides a swing arm bag that you guys haven't seen a video on. I'm taking that off. We'll talk about that in a little bit later. But obviously the seat is brown and the bar grips are brown. The bar grips are like 20, maybe 30 bucks, something like that. You know, you can replace those whatever color you want pretty easy. And the seat, unfortunately, is a little bit more expensive, but I can send it out to, or back to Saddlemen to have it reupholstered in whatever color scheme I want. I think it's like 125, or at least it was when I was looking into that like 2 or 3 years ago for my SDC. So yeah, I can change whatever I want, you know, color-wise with this to match whatever I want to do. So why did I buy these bags? I need a little bit more storage on this bike. Like I said, I had a swing arm bag. I'll throw a picture of that up right now. I don't mind the way it looks. The brown matches pretty good with everything else. However, I don't love how it hooks up because you know, obviously I knew this before I bought it, but it's different like physically having it in person and seeing it versus like just thinking about it. Just the way it connects to the swing arm with the shocks, you can't get it tightly in that spot that it's supposed to, you know, look best in and fit because it attaches partially to the swing arm. Obviously, the swing arm moves when your suspension engages. So it holds fine. I mean, it's a swing arm bag. It doesn't hold that much. One of these bags holds more than that swing arm bag held. And I just like these a lot better. I think it's going to match or match my needs a lot better. You guys saw the thumbnail. I chose to get the Essentials from Thrashin Supply. They're the Essentials. These are the V3. Supposedly they have a bunch of upgrades. The internal bracket is better than or not bracket, I guess, support system is better than the old style. I don't even know if they had a V2, honestly. I just know they had, obviously, the V1. But yeah, I'm excited about that. These are the smallest bags you can get from Thrashin. I feel like they really fit the Sportster size perfectly. Now, although the Sportster, or the Essential bags, Essentials and Essential V3, are marketed as fitting the Sportster. For those of you who don't know, they have a Velcro system, like any kind of throw-over bag. You put them under the seat, or really even over, I guess, if you needed to. But you put them, you know, under or over the seat or whatever, and you just throw them over. And then they have like a little bracket system. They come with these 2 brackets that you put on the strut bolts, and then you like Velcro the bags to those tiny brackets. So they're relatively removable and really low impact as far as like install, stuff like that. And that's part of why they are semi-universal. Now, I didn't want that on this bike, partially because I never like the way those fit when you throw them over. I just don't like them. I always feel like they could be better because of how they're, you know, just they I don't know. To me, it's like a lazy man's install if you have another option. And the second reason, and something that they probably wouldn't even have fit to begin with, is my sissy bar. It's on the external side of the fender struts, which means if I were to do a throwover bag that has to mount to the 2 bolts, I can't, like, it would sit here because it can't go past this, obviously, if it's sitting down underneath the seat area or the fender itself. And then if it needs to mount over here, obviously it can't. So that is a reason why I couldn't do it at all, which means I had to buy the bracket system that Thrashin supplies as well. This bracket system is sweet. It comes with its own hardware. This bracket system is not marketed to fit Sportsters. It can fit custom applications, obviously, because it's such a kind of a universal style mount. You have these 4 slots on this side and these 4 slots on this side for mounting. These 2 rectangular spots are where the bag mounts to this. This top mount is where the bag and the bracket mount to this. And then these are just holes cut out. You don't do anything with these holes. So the way this is going to mount up is like this, and you see you have all these, you could slide it forward, backwards, you could do different holes, stuff like that. Now, like I said, this does come with hardware. I can tell you for sure the bolts that this come with do not fit at least this year's Sportster. I don't know what year Sportster they're supposed to fit, if any, but they're just much too big of a size, thickness, not like length, thickness, they just don't fit. In addition to that, obviously I have the sissy bar, which means I couldn't even use the stock hardware that my bike had or the stock hardware that the sissy bar came with. I had to go over down to Ace Hardware and get some bolts. And they are, this is a 5/16 by 18 thread pitch for this Sportster at least. I don't know what your bike has. So I did go ahead and buy some regular hex, top bolts. Just be able to crank them down easily and get to them. And also you need relatively low profile because these are going to be sitting in between your bracket and your bag. Thrashin also does come with several different setups of spacers. They come with 4 of the small ones and 2 of these large ones, and they do have instructions in the, well, they have paper instructions telling you which spacer to use for what bike. However, those are only for Dynas and Softails because, again, this system is not really necessarily marketed for Sportsters, but I went ahead and did the homework for you guys. There's only 2 sizes of spacers, a small one and a large one. The large thick spacer is going to go in the back, and the small spacer is going to go in the front. You'll see this when we put it on it, but using that combination setup like that makes the bags pretty much completely straight with the fender, even though the fender strut tapers down. At least, and like I said, that's with this sissy bar, and this is a Burley brand sissy bar. I have an install video on that if you're curious as well. Yeah, I already put the left side on just to see how I wanted it set up and stuff to make this video a little bit easier for me to, mount and everything. The bags, I think they look great on the bike, minus the fact that I got a brown and black kind of color clash going on, but they fit really good, and I'm very happy with these. I think it'll be the perfect size for what I need. They also, worth mentioning, they also come with rain covers for both sides, which is really cool, and it's a Molly mount system on the top and the back and the side of the bag, the outside side of the bag, which means you can mount some other stuff if you want to mount like a little pouch on it or the fuel bottle that Thrashin or anybody else sells, like the fuel bottle holder and stuff on the back, which is especially important for you guys running the smaller tanks on your Sportsters. But yeah, let's go ahead and move the camera closer, and we're going to go ahead and start installing this. Something important to note, you guys will see me install a thin washer in between the fender strut and the sissy bar. That is a sissy bar related item, has nothing to do with this install. And I already took the bolts out of this side, again, just to make it easier because you guys don't need to watch me unscrew bolts. Let's go ahead and install this. When you are installing this, obviously they have a slanted end and a non-slanted. This is the way it installs, with the bracket, or not bracket, but the support on the bottom being more towards the rear and the slant. And it kind of makes sense because that's how the suspension matches up if you have a Dyna or a Sportster. right, once you got the bracket on where you want, it's time to install the bag itself. Now, the top flap, obviously you're gonna have to disconnect the Velcro from each other. Now, obviously you're gonna have to disconnect the bags from each other because they come Velcroed. This is the part that you would, lay over or under the seat, fender area. So disconnect the Velcro, feed the Velcro part in from the top into this kind of sliver over there. Yeah, look at the inside. We'll do like a full walk around after this is done, but you're gonna feed it in. Hopefully I'll show you this. You're gonna fold this up in between the bracket and the bag. Hopefully you guys can see that good enough. And then put the bag back down. That makes sense. All right. But before we go ahead and set that exactly where we want it, I'm gonna put this bracket on. This bracket is the part that holds. Get these zipper pull tabs out of the way. This bracket is the part that holds the bag on the top from leaving. Use these supplied bolts that it comes with, and there's no Loctite for this because they're nylon locking bolts. Get this on in. And this is a 10mm size nut. Once that part is installed, now it's time to put these Velcro tabs in their spots. So you're going to take the tab out, but first we're going to make sure that that bottom, or not bottom, I guess top, we're going to fold that in on itself. Push that back in there. These Velcro tabs go through the rectangular slots that we were talking about earlier. Pull them down tight and they Velcro back to the bag on the bottom side. Same thing on the other side. Like I said, overall these bags are very nice. They have a very sturdy top compartment that comes with this. We'll take this out so I can show you guys what it looks like. This is where the rain cover comes when you get them. Like I said, it's I don't know what grade it is, but a very sturdy nylon, very comparable to how the Leather Pros feel. Probably the same grade nylon, honestly. The inside is this kind of high-vis orange, which is really nice because you can see stuff easily when you're in here, especially if it's kind of dark or whatever. You do have this black stretchy pocket on the left side. A headphone type or cord. Well, we're just really not headphones. We're 2023 now. There's no wired headphones anymore, but you get this cord. So in case you have to charge a phone in your pocket or whatever like that, you put the charger in here, whatever you want to do. All this Molly mounting spots all over the front, back, top, and then you got this one strip on the side. You have this external pocket that you can put. It's got a thick, nice quality to it. Obviously you can take this off, but this explains, mountain Molly and everything you want to do. Explains this bottle attachment that Thrashin sells and everything like that. Again, these are the V3s. I don't know what the V1s look like. This size fits the Sportster perfectly, I think. This is a good size for a bunch of stuff. This part of this V3, supposedly they changed. They improved the internal support system that they have. I don't know if it's plastic or metal or whatever, but whatever it is a very sturdy, that it's a L shape, so it's here and there. Not that it matters too much with these brackets because you get the support of the metal on there, but it is very nice that it holds its shape no matter, kind of what. The bottom does have a Velcro cover. That's the orange or not that you could take off if you wanted, and has a hole down to the very bottom if for whatever reason you needed to do that. But yeah, there you go for that. Now, let's go ahead and put this rain cover on. This is the first time I put the rain cover on, so if it's difficult to put on, you guys will see it firsthand. put the logo towards the outside, I would assume. Now, obviously, I cannot get it all the way down on that side because I have the sissy bar and how it's mounted. And you know what? I don't even know if it's... I'm assuming it's supposed to be this way. It's okay. I mean, it could be better. I guess it's possible that it is supposed to fit sideways on it. I don't know. Let's try that. I don't know if that's going to be right or not. All right, it definitely fits better sideways. I think that's definitely how you're supposed to do it. It's again, live on here. You know, I make mistakes sometimes, but it fits the contours of everything better, and it does make sense because even if you had it under the seat or the fender or whatever, you know, you'd have that piece that was right up top, and you wouldn't be able to do much of anything else with it. So this is not going to keep it obviously 100% waterproof. But it is going to keep all of your rain or whatever if you're riding in it, you know, out from hitting this and everything like that. You still have a little bit on the inside between like your fender and wheel and everything like that. However, not that much. And especially if you have the bracket system, that's going to protect a lot of the bag. You might get a little bit of moisture through it, but you're not going to have, you know, you're not going to have it soaked or filled with water like you might have, you know, without this cover. So all in all, I think it's perfect. And especially for this bike, this size. Great fit. All right, guys, so the install is done. These are on the bike. I really like the way they look. I'm very excited to start using them. Maybe I'll mount, you know, I do have like a tiny little medical bag that I keep, you know, with me on the bike and stuff like that. Or I like to, at least I did with the Softail when I had more storage options. So maybe I'll mount that on the top here or the side or whatever, or get a different bag. But yeah, this is perfect. Like I said, it's really perfect if you need a spot to mount a fuel bottle, if you're riding like a shorter Sportster tank, or even if you're just a guy that crushes a ton of miles and doesn't want to stop that much in between gas stations. Carry an extra, you know, 1 or 2 bottles on here. If you really want to, I guess you could put even more on this bike specifically. You can definitely fit one up here as well. But obviously, you'd look a little ridiculous if you were carrying, you know, 4 or 5 bottles on these things. But either way, I definitely think you could do it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Subscribe to the Riding Dad YouTube channel. Like this video, please. I really do appreciate it. It helps out the channel. Thank you in advance. Make sure you turn on post notifications. That way you never miss another one of my videos. Pretty much every Saturday at 5 p.m. Florida time is when I do it. If you want to check out the build series on this Sportster or my other Sportster that I used to have, or the Softail or the Grom or anything that I had, everything is in the description as always, as well as the affiliate link and coupon code, more importantly, for you guys for the Tucker Speed. That's where I got these. I'm not going to tell you how much, but it was significantly cheaper on the Tucker Speed site using their discount, not even having to use my own discount, which by the time you're watching this, they're done with their December sale. But you can still get 10% off using the Riding Dad coupon code, pretty much anything on the Tucker Speed site, but definitely cheaper. I priced it out several different places just in case, and it was much cheaper, like significantly cheaper, ordering from Tucker Speed than it was anywhere else for both the brackets and the saddlebags, and it came to my door in 4 days. Thank you guys very much for watching. I appreciate it. I will see you guys in the next one, and until then, ride safe, have fun. Dad.